Hello guys, and welcome to another series of behind the scenes at Rocksalt. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where Rocksalt started. It started off as a small cafe here in Blackrock, and we've grown into, I suppose, this big business ecosystem that kind of feeds each other as well. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to use the whiteboard. Come on up, let's see where we go. So Rocksalt journey began in August 2018. We started off, I suppose, with one cafe in Blackrock. People always ask me, was it a goal to grow it to what it is now? It's been a hell of a 7-year journey. Simple answer is yes and no. I always wanted to grow it. It was never going to be a one cafe thing when I first opened it. However, did I expect it to get to the scale it has now? It's just naturally grown into a thriving ecosystem and business that it is now. It's fantastic. So yes and no. I didn't realise that it would get so big so quick, but I also knew that it was never just going to be one cafe for me. So 2018, we started off our cafe journey. So this is one business that we have. We started off here in Blackrock. Absolutely brilliant location. Started us off. Obviously, the success of Blackrock had to happen first. If that was a failure, Rocksalt would have failed. Since then, we were able to grow into, we expanded Blackrock, we doubled the size since when we first opened, but we also took on Dundalk. Bigger premises in the heart of Dundalk and Earl Street. Really consistent business in terms of our cafes. That's delivering a nice solid 22 grand a week business there, and obviously peaks and troughs during the summer. It gets a little bit busier. Blackrock is going really well, so there are two real core businesses to the Rocksalt brand, I suppose. After that, what we did is we did one of our first grab and go docks. So we took on the Felda coffee dock, which was fantastic actually, to be fair. We've grown that nice and steadily. It's a really good location in the Felda gym. You go in, grab a coffee, energy ball, and it's basically like a little Rocksalt on the go. Our next journey venture was into Carlingford in the marina, which had a lot of challenges. It was up and down. We had some great summers, we had some terrible winters, and eventually after 2 years it just wasn't working, and there was the cost that was going into it. We weren't making money, we were barely breaking even, and yeah, there was basically just a lot of work that had to be done on that. So unfortunately that business failed. We got out of that, and then in terms of the cafes, we had an opportunity in Carrick to come on, which was a really good and exciting project. That came on and did really well for us actually. It was a smaller site, so it's probably somewhere in between our little Rocksalt and our main cafes, and it was a good steady business throughout. I'll come back to you a little bit on that one. That one didn't fail, did really well, and we ended up having to remove ourselves from that situation. Not our fault, but we have something else coming on in Carrick, so I'm not going to wipe that off the board just yet. Then after that, we got Little Rocksalt. Little Rocksalt came up, I suppose that's part of our kind of somewhere in between our coffee docks. It's set up as another business, and that has been feeding the ecosystem really well. So initially I had planned to take it on. This is in Blackrock next door to our main cafe. Initially I planned to take that on and put a roastery in there and do real fresh coffees and roast our own coffee. And at the time we had a very small bakery at the back of Blackrock here. Then we moved it to the Joe's pitch, where we had a small unit, really small kitchen unit, and we outgrew that very fast. So it became a no-brainer to knock through the walls in what is now Little Rocksalt, open it up for our bakery team, and we've been baking in there for 3 years now, nearly 3 years now, and it has been a fantastic addition to the business, which I'll talk to you a little bit about the ecosystem and how it all contributes to the other cafes and everything else. But it's been a really fantastic addition. It's also taken some of the pressure off our Blackrock cafe in terms of grab and go, in terms of grabbing coffees on the go, and also getting wraps and sandwiches and things like that as well. And then we also utilise the space for our bakery team. So it's been a really good business acquisition there. Then after Little Rocksalt, I suppose the catering side of the business really took off. So the next part of our journey was onto the catering side of things. So basically the catering started, well, I suppose back in Blackrock, the whole ethos in Rocksalt is never say no to anything. Regardless what you do, you say yes, and then you try to figure out and scramble and try and figure out how to get it done. But we used to do a lot of home caterings, only if people asked. We never really advertised it, but if somebody wanted a chicken curry and rice, or chicken a la king, or beef stroganoff or something, we used to be able to do it out of our cafe, and we bring it up and serve it in the house. So that kind of slowly just started getting traction as people wanted more and more. So we saw a gap in the market for catering options. So we broke that down. We did a couple of home catering, so we did some private catering, which we still do. And then we went into, I suppose, sports catering, and that really, I suppose, ignited the catering side of the business. We got approached by Dundalk FC, looking to feed the players there. We didn't have any real catering facilities or production kitchen at the time. We actually did it out of the back of Dundalk. We used to do it in between lunch services, and we'd put them all in hot boxes and run it up the road to Oriel Park to feed the players after training and after the matches. So that was the start to that. And again, that really just developed. We did really well. The lads in Oriel Park were absolutely delighted with the food, and they hadn't had any food like that. So the whole professional sports teams then started to grow legs, and we got Louth GAA, and fast forward 7 years, and we have Dundalk, Louth, Drogheda, we do St. Pat's, we do Monaghan, Kildare, Down, we are in Derry as well. So it's been a huge transition, and I still feel we're only getting started there. So that was the huge part. So we started off doing it out in Dundalk. We then ran out of space very quickly there, so we went to the back of Blackrock and built a small production kitchen there, which we thought we were absolutely geniuses. We put a load of money into it, got some new ovens, and kitted out the back store basically that was in the back of our cafe. Thought that was going to do it for about 5 or 6 years. 6 months later, we'd taken on so many contracts that we couldn't fulfill it anymore, and we had to look for a bigger premises, and just bang at the right time. And I suppose you create your own luck in certain elements of these things, but a huge production kitchen came available up in the Coes Road here, just in between Dundalk and Blackrock, and we were able to get the deal across the line there eventually. Nearly fell down a couple of times, but we just about pulled it through. Maybe we can talk about that at some other time. But we got this lovely facility that's purpose built, and we were able to manage all the sports teams out of there. However, coming on to that then, I'm going to call it our CPU unit, kind of like our commercial production kitchen. So basically our CPU has now developed and feeds into our catering. We do the sports teams out of there, but we've also been able to launch retail range, which is really exciting. We've built a Rocksalt fit meal, we've built our energy balls, and we've got our oat pots. And we've got so many different, we've got 6-7 different varieties in our fit meals. We've got 5 different varieties in our oat pots, and we've got a seasonal one we change all the time, and we've got 6 or 7 different energy balls that we market. So we are now up to supplying 12 shops at the moment. This business has turned into 18 grand a week at the moment, and it's still growing, so it's absolutely been fantastic. But this has really fit in really well with the whole Rocksalt ecosystem. So we've got a big production kitchen. It has helped us create our fit meals. It's helped us manage all our sports contracts, keeping the consistency in the food, which is absolutely key. And it's also been able to provide our catering for private and for our business customers as well. But it's also been able to provide all our cafes as well. So it's been absolutely instrumental in helping us ensure the quality in Blackrock, Dundalk, Carrick, that is one production kitchen unit that is making our sauces, our avocado smash, anything like that, you name it, our Caesar dressing, everything like that is brought in, and our marinated chicken, and it's really consistent. So whether you go to Dundalk, Blackrock, Carrick, you should be getting the same things, which has really helped us, I suppose, manage our stock, but also manage the quality as we've grown as well. So it gets better economies of scale in terms of what we're buying as well. So that's really been a really great focal point of it. I suppose the last area of what we've grown into our ecosystem is the bakery, which I touched on a little bit earlier, but the bakery has gone from strength to strength, and has nearly become a little production kitchen in that sense of things as well. So our bakery here in Little Rocksalt and Blackrock, we have our main bakery where you see all our pastries and our cakes being made if you go into Little Rocksalt, but we also have taken what was our production kitchen at the very start in Blackrock, where we used to do all our sports teams at the very start, and we are now, that is just production of oat pots and energy balls. So they've got 2 areas there within 10 feet of each other that the bakery manages. However, that's become its own little source of like a CPU. So all our tray bakes, our cakes, our energy balls, our sandwiches, everything that's made in the bakery is now being distributed out for retail. So our pots and our balls, they're made, they go into the retail element of things. Our bakery then also supplies our Felda unit, also supplies Dundalk, Blackrock, and the Café then as well. And of course Little Rocksalt. So it's a little bit messy there, guys, but there is a huge ecosystem within Rocksalt that has really helped us grow, and we've been able to go from strength to strength and really manage the business, manage the quality, manage the control, manage our stock while growing, but it's also helped the other businesses. So the likes of our cafe here in Blackrock will buy ingredients from CPU, but it'll also buy it from the bakery, which helps these businesses run. So every single thing that you see up on the board here, whether it's the Felda dock, the carrot shop, the Dundalk Cafe, our catering, our sports, our retail, our CPU, it's all generating revenue. So these are all separate business, all within that Rocksalt brand and ecosystem. And yeah, I suppose that's where it's all been very intricately done now. This did not happen overnight. This has taken 7 years to grow. Did I ever plan this? Absolutely not. Did it all fall into place with luck and hard work? Pretty much. And that is a look inside what I'm kind of trying to manage day to day, month to month, and continue to grow. So watch this space here, see what's next.